Simply put, I wanted a chance to learn what I've learned from teaching prophetic books for over 25 years. There has been a real sea change in the last 30 years regarding approaches to prophetic literature. And I've been fortunate enough to have been a part of many of those discussions and used this project as a chance to synthesize my own thoughts and to hopefully present them in a way that is digestible to students. I would say three things distinguish this book from others on the market. Its focus on prophetic books as conveyor of meaning. Second, the recognition that these books have been years in the making and that someone has shaped them deliberately. And third, a desire to bring students into the dialogue of how these books function historically, literarily, canonically, and theologically. The first of these foci was really the sea change that I referred to, the meaning that is found when one reads the book as a whole, not just a few verses here and a few verses there. It's this shaping of the prophetic books that has fascinated me for most of my career. First and foremost, I hope that they develop a deeper understanding of the function of prophetic scrolls within the Hebrew Bible. Isaiah and the 12 present their message as a compendium of Yahweh's prophetic message to Judah and Israel from the 8th century to the Persian period, some 350, 400 years of time. Someone has put that chronological framework into these books, and that appears to be by design. And yet both of these books skip the events of Jerusalem's destruction and its aftermath. By contrast, that's exactly what Jeremiah and Ezekiel focus on, but they do that from different perspectives. Jeremiah lives in the land and experiences the destruction of Jerusalem up close and personal. Ezekiel lives outside the land and has a very different take on its theological meaning. It is this learning to hear these differences that enriches our understanding of the theological convictions, debates, and compromises that we've inherited in these books from those who shaped and preserved this literature for communities of faith. If there's a second part that I would hope they would take away, is that students could begin to understand how scholars think of how these books came to be based on some of the newer redactional models. Perhaps one cannot say that a consensus has been formed, but I think there are several emerging lines where quite a bit of overlap can be observed.